And welcome everyone to another episode of WindRiders of Aria. I am Will, or the Halfling Wizard, as many people know me. And I am the Chaos Facilitator for this awesome group of folks, who we're going to go around, let them introduce themselves, tell us who they are, who they play, and what's their character's whole take on everything that happened last episode from their point of view. From their point of view. So we're going to start in the top corner, and we're going to go with Kel first.
Hey y'all, I am Kel, also as the Celtic Wyvern King, playing our Jin troublemaker. That's the best way I can probably. I can't really call him one of the chief engineers because he's been more troublemaker the past few bits.
No lies detected.
And then what was the question again? Just to make sure I heard it right.
What your character's point of view was from last episode. Like, what are they thinking from their point of view?
He's saying is like, probably gonna get my ass kicked by Carrick with the new leg we built, but hey.
That's fair.
Last A left off, he was going to the sparring room.
No, that's true. Okay. Very cool. All right. Gath.
Hi, everybody. This is Old Worm Slayer. I will be playing Gath Alfredi, the commander who's no longer in charge. Yay. And right now, his mindset is everything that's occurred so far has been a clusterfuck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because, what other way can you describe being caught in the middle of a civil war that Absolutely. You didn't know was going to happen?
That's fair. That's totally fair. That's a totally fair outlook on it. Okay. Let's see. Katarina, you're next.
Hey, everybody. I'm Lisa. I play Katarina, sometimes security officer when she's well. I don't know. She's had a lot of time to just think, laying up in the medical bay. I think, she's thinking about when they started. They were all young and innocent and full of hope, and now they've become all cynical and
that's very true.
Really
while still being young.
Yeah.
Really hoping for smooth sailing over the next few days, as the title says.
Well, the title also says said no sailor ever.
Hope springs eternal. No, she's really focusing right now on she's wanting to make sure she's gonna be able to fly again. So she's about to jump into rehabbing this wing.
Okay, cool. All right. Goose or Soot.
Sorry, I forgot to pull my mic over. I'm Goose. I am playing Soot, the resident chaos monkey.
That's fair.
Soot is excited to see what's going to happen between A and Carrick because he put a lot of cool shit in that leg. And he's also wondering how everything that was happening when they took off is going to affect the property value of his island.
That is fair.
That he doesn't actually own.
In his mind, he does.
In his mind, he owns it. Or he's part owner.
At least partial. Yeah.
All right. And, of course, last but not least, Kedek.
Hello. This is Riku. who is playing Captain Kedek, the Pontori captain, who now has a leg and can do fun stuff with it, and can't wait to try it out. But I think for Kedek, coming out of last time, just having that quiet time and relaxation with that final evening and drink with Nemitz to kind of set his mind at ease with everything. So I think he's definitely realizing what he's now gotten himself into and is ready to move on.
Okay. That's fair. So, yeah, and of course I am Willer, the Halfling Wizard, as I said earlier, and I get to have the honor of DMing these awesome folks in WindRiders of Aria, a live stream Surge campaign. If you're not familiar with Surge, check them out. You'll see it pop up in the chat. You can go to their website and check out all the cool things, and you can get the basic rules for free, PDF format, and all that wonderful stuff. We love it here, and it is improving daily, and it's so awesome to get to see the sort of evolution of this new system. So go check them out. So all right, so when last we were here, a lot happened actually, but I'm going to give the brief explanation. Basically, all hell broke loose, and they got the hell out of there. So yeah, but basically there was a civil war happening on the Obsidian Outpost. Commander Talia's headquarters was bombed. Katerina went to go check. She got shot down. Eventually came in contact with Commander Talia. Tried to talk her into coming with them, but she's like, "There's no place for me on a Fossin military ship, basically." And she's like, "I'll be okay. I've dealt with this sort of thing before," and basically showed Katerina how to get back. Katerina eventually does get back. Nemitz basically says, "We need to get the hell out of here," and everybody just sort of said, "Yeah, you're right." And that's
Literally,
exactly what happened. Yeah, literally, yeah, you're absolutely correct. And that's what happened. And they launched the WindRider and they also prevented the WindRider from being hit by grapple cannons, which was nice. We fired that nice new weapon that took out part of the mountain. And yeah, so then eventually we did get away. So we got away. The damage, Nemitz says the damage that the repairs on the sort of outer hull were fine. They would hold. They was like, we can't get to the conference room damage. That'll have to be done when we get to our destination. And basically we took off. We got away, and we are in the air. So we're going to skip ahead a little bit, and we're going to find out what you guys were doing in that time. But we are going to skip ahead because you guys had a good 3-day journey, and you're in the last day of that journey. The first day was mostly those of you who were wounded, injured, that sort of thing would have been through rehabilitation. You would have been working on your rehab. Captain Kedrick would have been working on walking with his new leg in rehab. The mechanics bays would have been doing their thing, making sure the vehicles were all where they needed to be, how they needed to be. The engine room would be buzzing along. Med bay buzzing along. So everyone's basically just doing their thing. So you guys would have had 2 days of downtime. So think about what was your character doing in those 2 days of downtime? And I'm going to come around and we're going to find out from everybody. Other than the things that I already told you were doing, but so be thinking about other things that your characters were doing in 2 days. Because I mean, 2 days doesn't sound like a long time, but that's a long time. You can do a lot in 2 days. So we're gonna start from the top of the food chain, and we're gonna go with Kedrick first.
All right. So during this time, besides his normal captain duties, Kedek, a lot of those days have been spent getting used to his leg, and not just being able to walk on it, but what else can it do? So he's probably been spending time um in the sparring chambers or whatever with Soot and A, just to continuously work on it, practice with it, make any adjustments that are needed now that it's on my body, and essentially trying to get used to using this thing and what cool stuff can I do with it besides what was first told.
Okay, so a lot of what you would have, I mean, in your rehab would have basically would have been to learn to walk again, like fully walk without assistance. So probably your first day was probably not very good.
Yeah, no, it probably isn't. Me walking to back up to the captain's chair was probably just pure adrenaline on my part at that point. But so it probably wasn't the greatest. I think it's interesting because at first, when you think of somebody needing assistance to walk, when you think of someone getting a cane for the first time, they see it as a crutch, they see it as something bad. I think Kedek, just given the events of what has happened, has kind of embraced it as part of him. And even when he can walk with it, I think he would still probably carry the cane and maybe even do some like whittling on it to make it more personal for himself.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely.
Actually, I think that's what a lot of his time was too these past 2 days, is like just taking a knife and doing some like etching just on the cane just to make it more personalized.
Okay. Like a scrimshaw type of thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Very cool. Yeah, so your physical therapist would who also is a like your personal counselor as well, because again, Kedrick is still dealing with PTSD at this point. So she would she would be both encouraging and sort of, oh yes, you need to do these things, you need to make sure you motivate yourself, but you also need to take time for yourself. You need to start, you need to reflect, you need to think about what's happened to you. You don't just lock it away. So you probably spent the first day of your physical and emotional therapy sort of, probably, I would say, in a sort of state of frustration. Because again, he still has, even though he does have this really cool new leg, thanks to A and Soot, he still is missing his leg. I mean, he lost his leg. And it's that idea that every time you look down at it, it's a constant reminder.
Yeah, it's one of the reasons why, while he was still in the bed, why it took him so long to even take the covers off to see the missing leg.
So real quick, can you guys describe what this leg looks like from the outside? I mean, what does it look like? I mean, is it shiny? Is it dull? Is it like metallic in nature? Like sort of like metallic, like musculature, or what does it look like?
I don't think me and Goose even talked about that part. We were trying to figure out. We were trying to figure out what to cram in it.
I'm excited to hear this
original
too.
idea was like a steampunk kind of thing, but it had kind of like graduated from that.
This is the DM putting you on the spot.
I would say it's probably like.
I mean, is it like a full like automaton style? Like it looks like a leg, but it's like metallic.
I mean, yeah. I mean, one look at it, you know it's going. It's a prosthetic leg. Like it's not like there's nothing behind that fact.
Yeah. Well, we know it's robotic, or
Yeah.
at least
He
mechanical.
totally has that metallic tink when he takes a step.
Oh yeah, he's here. Tink,
Yep. Tink.
tink,
Tink.
tink. Kind of like yeah, I would say it's the same way like
Like a peg leg.
what the fuck was the character's name from Fifth Element? The one who actually had like the whole like the step, that metallic step.
Oh,
Zord.
Zorg.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zorg.
You'll know when I'm coming. Basically,
Yeah,
you'll
yeah,
know when I'm coming down the
gross.
hallway.
Yeah, you can't stealth.
Nope.
That's the downside.
Nope.
So is it powered by a fuel cell? Or is it powered by like steam power? I mean, I know we originally we were kind of going to the steam power look, but is it like more of like a magic, like the core of the ship, but on a smaller level?
Isn't that what you went off the ship to get? Was like kind of like a power cell kind of thing?
No, the thing I was going for was these essentially the circuit board to make it actually function the way we want it to function.
Ah,
I was essentially getting the motherboard.
yeah, I would say it'd be like a miniature reactor kind of thing, less
Okay, cool.
more futuristic,
Okay.
but like EMP proof kind of thing. So his legs just not going to like crap out.
Oh, I just thought of so many practical pranks me and Soot could pull now, though.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the leg is shielded.
Yeah. So I would say it would definitely have a streamlined appearance and kind of like RoboCop's leg. Like, not the OG RoboCop, the newer one.
Right. That looks more like musculature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Very cool. All right. So again, Kedek.
So I mean the reboot of RoboCop.
Yes. Correct. So, Kedek, as you go through physical therapy, your first day, and it's not all day, but it's a good few hours until you kind of get tired, because it's a lot of sort of walking. They walk you up and down the corridors, and eventually graduate to like small steps, to graduating you to more steps. So it is putting, even though it is biomechanically connected to you, it is still you having to relearn. And so it's exhausting. So after about 4 hours, you're done.
Yep. I'm crawling up the stairs to my quarters.
Yeah. So after about 4 hours, starting early in the morning, probably around 7 or so, as the sun is coming up, or 6 or so, you probably start about 6 and go to about 10, give or take, so that you can rest for a couple of hours, then you can have lunch, and then you can go to the bridge. You can do your dailies after that, because even though you are cleared for duty, the doctor has cleared you for duty, you are still on restricted duty.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, you have to do your physical therapy. You must rest for a few hours. Then you can resume light duties on the bridge, which basically means go to the bridge and sit down.
Probably his favorite activity right now.
Yeah. So yeah, that is absolutely what you are. That's the doctor's like, that is it.
Which is kind of like for Kedek really annoys his ADHD side of wanting to move around and being fidgety and wanting to, and not wanting to be in one place at all times. And now he's kind of forced to.
Right.
So
okay. So we'll say your first day was okay. So you had your physical therapy, then you went to your quarters and you slept for about 2 hours, give or take. Got up, ate some lunch. So did you eat in your quarters or did you go down to the mess hall?
I think I went down to the mess hall. I think just knowing Kedek, he wants to be around his crew. He wants to be around people. He doesn't want to just be. Right. He was never wanting to be this guy up in the bridge at all times and
never
everyone
seen.
Else. Yeah.
Always heard, never seen. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So, okay. So as you go from your quarters down to the mess hall, of course, you can take the elevator. So you don't have to take the stairs unless you want to.
Okay, good. This thing has elevators.
Yeah. Yeah. There are lifts.
Okay, good. I didn't. Yeah. Well, we've been attacked so much to probably have been always out of order.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Whenever red protocols are in place, the lifts shut down.
Just like my apartment complex, it's like our elevator in my apartment complex breaks down every 2 weeks. It's awful. So
that's funny. No, these do not. These do not break down every 2 weeks. They are really good elevators. So yeah, but you can take a lift. You can take the main.
The one in my building doesn't break down.
I don't have one in my building, so because I have a house.
Hence the point of my book. We don't have one. It's a one-story building.
Yeah, that's what I figured. I was going with you on that one. So you come down the bridge lift. It comes down to the crew deck, which is where the galley is and the mess. When you go to the mess hall, as you go from your quarters to the mess hall, every time you pass someone in the hall, they are totally. They just say welcome back, Captain. It's good to have you back. They're constantly encouraging you to show you that the crew is behind you 1,000%. So when you come into the mess hall, so let's see. This is lunch on the first day. Who all's in the mess hall at this point? Is anyone else in the mess hall?
I'd probably say A is.
Okay, that's cool. When you enter the mess hall, it's pretty busy. There's quite a few crew people in there. The minute the doors open, you open the door to the mess hall and they see you, everybody just stands up.
And Kedek will do like a slight bow to everybody as kind of a show of respect and then motion them all to just sit down. No need to do all this for me. I still feel weird about it.
and you'll notice that they do not sit down. It's complete and utter respect for you. And as you kind of come into the room, they are like, welcome back, Captain. It's good to have you back. You're looking good, Captain. Love the new leg, Captain. That sort of thing. So they are super encouraging to you.
Maybe a little bit too much.
And they're like, we missed you, Captain. And I mean, they're you can tell they're truly appreciative of having you back. Yeah. As you come in, eventually they will kind of settle down and sit back down, and as you pass them, they'll sit.
I'm curious. Did you stand up?
A's just still in there munching, probably back. He's probably sitting at a table with the back to the wall, just
that's
eating an apple.
That tracks. That totally tracks.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He'll nod to you, but he's not going to stay.
Well, seeing A, I'm gonna go once I get some food. I am definitely going to be sitting at his table.
Okay. All right. So you go into the mess. They fix you a tray, and then you get your tray and you can go sit down. So you sit at A's table. How does this go?
Well, I think I'm starting to get used to this thing. You you both put some pretty good work into it. Well done.
I mean, I did work on it, so.
You did. And
got majority of the parts through great pain. As you remember sliding down the sewer drain.
yeah, you did. Speaking of, so why were you getting taken down to the brig? I still don't know. I still wasn't told exactly why.
Oh, so apparently some protocol was put in place, but I was able to break out of the ship and to go get the parts because as far as I knew, the doors were just probably busted from the explosions that racked the whole ship.
And did you clear that with anyone?
No, because everyone seemed to have everything handled.
Did anyone know what you were doing or where you're going?
Soot knew what I was doing, not necessarily where I was going, but they didn't know what I was doing 100%. They just had an inkling.
Like, would he know that you went off the ship or just thought you were doing something?
Oh, 100% knew I went off the ship. And
Okay.
he'll just take a swig of his drink.
Okay. Well, at least someone would have known where you were. Because God forbid if anything happened. But, dude, I know you mean well, and I know what you were doing. And, and he looks down and does, I am very, very grateful for what you did. But what you did was fucking dumb.
He's going to shrug.
Look. I don't mean this as a punishment.
But
You're one of my best. You clearly know what the hell you're doing. But if you're ever going to pull a stunt like this again, please just tell me. I trust your judgment, but at least tell me. Katarina's just hell no. Hell no.
Well, I guess Katarina's not getting a wing from A then, if hers ever goes bad.
I've seen you in action. I know the work you can do. I just want to know that you're getting yourself into trouble so that I can at least, I don't know, make sure you're safe.
To be honest, I don't get into trouble. Trouble finds me. Because for those who watch, y'all know I roll shit most of the time.
Trouble may find you, but it's trouble nonetheless. Okay? Listen, just promise me that. Or at least if you're going to go off the ship again, take someone with you. Don't go at it alone.
Yeah, I guess I'll drag Soot.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah, don't ask why.
No, I don't need to. I just care a lot about my crew, especially after what's happened, especially after what we've seen. I don't know what I would do. Like it's hard if anyone here on the ship something would have happened, but to you four, the ones that I went through this entire experience with, if anything were to happen to any of you, I don't know what I'd be able to do. So at least for my sanity, do this, okay?
Wait, you're still sane?
Yes. At least by my own definition.
By the way, have you tripped over your own toes yet? Referring to the toe cable.
You know, getting it to shoot out is easy. Reeling it back in is a little bit more difficult, apparently. It leaves a little bit of slack.
Oh, we made sure there was no slack in that sucker. That thing's supposed to hold like a good chunk of weight.
Well, I
mean,
mean, when it's reeling back, it's still kind of loose. It's not like completely in. It doesn't pull back all the way. Like there's still like maybe like a centimeter of cable still out of it.
So what I'm hearing is you already broke the leg when I warned you not to break the leg.
I haven't done shit. I've been doing my exercise to get used to this damn thing.
Well, the tow cable is Soot's pet project.
All right, I'll get him to take a look at it. I think maybe maybe it got triggered when I was sleeping. You never know.
So when you say that, A is trying to hold back laughing, because if you're saying that it triggers in your sleep, that means you said go tow cable in your sleep. You can tell he's about to laugh loud because he knows the verbal command.
I know the verbal command.
No, I'm saying you know the A knows the command. That's why you see him like try not to bust out laughing.
Yeah, but I mean, to be honest, I may have. Not saying sleep has been the greatest thing. Still dealing with nightmares. Who the hell knows? But anywho, what's your next project?
You probably don't want to know that yet.
Okay, by saying that, I definitely want to know.
Let's just say plausible deniability.
As long as it doesn't blow up the side of the ship.
More likely won't, but definitely won't promise because you know how most of our equipment works.
Just be careful.
Hey, first of all, your equipment works fine.
No, I mean with how easily it can go. It's like a critical mode. Because remember how literally we our first time on the ship we had to stop the reactors from going critical. I'll talk about like how if they go critical, they can end up in a big boom. That's what I mean by that.
Okay.
Look, if I hear an explosion from engineering and I find out that you caused it, then yeah, you'll be in the brig for quite a while. How's that?
Well, I'm not going to inadvertently cause an explosion.
Yeah. But if it was something not work related.
Still technically work related.
Help me to judge on that. But you did good. Thank you.
Yeah.
So, what are we having today as I look down at my plate of food?
You are having roast beef with mashed potatoes and a mystery vegetable.
Willie, you son of a bitch. I was just craving that actually.
Well, there you go.
Yeah,
Like
mystery
here.
vegetable.
Well,
we all know what the mystery vegetable is.
No, the oh my god. I am so hungry. I had mac and cheese tonight. So like I was like, I can really go for that.
Is it tannic root?
Maybe.
Oh lordy.
Julienne. So it's like hash browns kind of like, but not really. More like string beans, but it's tannic root. Yeah.
But yeah, I'll probably dig in and just end up just having just random conversations with you, or whoever ends up being at that table.
Okay. All right, cool. So while you guys are doing that, Soot, what are you up to?
Soot is going to be down in engineering, and he's going to be working on the weapon that he mentioned that he was wanting to make. So he's basically Is what I sent you okay?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, it was cool.
Cool. So basically, what it's gonna look like is he's gonna have like 2 bracelets on his wrists. And he's kind of like going over the finishing touches and everything, and he kind of clinks the bracelets together and kind of like Iron Man-esque, kind of like this like metal glove kind of like goes over his hands. And he just starts throwing a couple punches, seeing how it feels. And that's pretty much what he would have been working on pretty much the whole time, outside of probably getting a couple drinks with Gustav.
Like in your room.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, absolutely. Gustav's always up for a drink. He probably, when you walked in, he probably already had like martinis made.
Just a whole row.
Just there. He's like, hey, my friend.
Gustav is
drink.
always ready to party.
Yes. Oh, he's always ready. You never know when you're going to need to throw a party.
That's it.
So he's always ready.
He's all about diplomacy.
He is indeed. He absolutely is. All right, cool. All right, so Gath. Let's go to Gath. What's Gath up to at this point? What did he do the first day?
Well, one of the things he would make sure to do is, I can't remember if I've already stated this, but he would personally hand in that temporary transfer paperwork to Commander Nemitz.
Oh yeah, that would have been immediate. That would have been okayed.
And then he would make sure to get things back on track in his sector of the ship, because stuff has to be done, and he's actually going to use this time to make sure his job is done instead of building things that he's not supposed to. Anyways,
Okay.
and other than that, he's mostly just focusing on making sure everything's back on track.
Okay. Okay.
And I can't remember who was supposed to take care of the conference room.
Oh, that's there. It's not going to be repaired until you guys get to your destination. Nemitz said, "Don't worry about it. It doesn't affect the ship's mobility." So he's like, "We'll just leave it till we get where we're going." It was the side that really needed the repair, because it was
the outer hull.
Yeah, that was a massive hole. So he's just like, it's there. All right, cool. So in transit to your destination, several of you would have gotten like reports and like duties from the place you're going to. Gath, you would have gotten a report that is telling you need to decide which of the vehicles will be offloaded from the WindRider when you arrive, to make room for other vehicles that will be coming on. So you'll have to go through what submersibles, what like actual land vehicles would need to go away, and which ones would need to stay.
All right, and will I be given the information of what kind of vehicles to be expecting being brought on in their place?
No, not yet. You will be informed when you arrive at your destination. Just because of security, they can't take the chance that someone might be might intercept the messages.
Fair enough.
Okay. cool. So that's what you're up to. So you'll be down there deciding which submersible vehicles will go, and they'll give you sort of an idea of how much space you will need. So out of the current complement of vehicles, you'll probably have to get rid of 7 of your 12 submersibles. And you'll probably have to get rid of half of your land vehicles, which is I think you guys have a complement of 20, so you'll have to get rid of 10 of those to make room for whatever is coming on board. And the aerospace department would have gotten the same communique, and they would be making adjustments to the air vehicles that would need to be removed.
Okay. And how many varieties of land vehicles do we have?
There are 3 varieties. There's the sort of like Jeep size vehicle that would comfortably seat about 5 people. Then you would have a medium range vehicle that would hold about 10 to 12, depending on the size of the person going. And then you would have like a full like assault vehicle, which would house just enough people to run like the weaponry and drive the thing. So probably a crew complement of about 4 or 5 people. But it's a huge vehicle. It's like a tank, basically.
Like a Abrams, in a matter of speaking.
Yeah, give or take. Yeah. So, and then submersibles would be about the same. You'd have like the personal submersibles that would hold like 2 people. Then you would have a medium level that would hold up to 6. And then you would have sort of an assault sub, again, which would hold a smaller complement of about 4 to 6, depending on what you need, to just enough to man weaponry and drive the thing. And you have about an equal amount of each of those, give or take.
Okay.
So you would just need to decide which ones go and which ones stay. So,
all right.
And then the report, it does say that you will need to have that list ready when you get to your destination. So, cool.
All right.
Awesome. Cool. All right, so let's go to Katerina. At this point, you are no longer in the med bay. You have been sent to your quarters. After the doctor would have released you to light, like activity, not duty, but activity.
Okay.
Until you can get your wing rehabilitated, at least for a day or so, because it's going to take about a day for the stitches to set in or to set. Right. So they're basically like, for the first day, you can't move it. So that's literally sort of like, think of like that, when they wrap your arm to your body. It's like your wings are basically taped in, so you cannot move them.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
But you are cleared to, like, you can walk around the ship. You can go to the mess hall. You can even go to the bridge. It's light activity and technically light duty as well. If you're like suddenly called to the bridge, you just have to be aware that you do have an injured wing, basically.
Right. Okay, so she needs to give a report to Carrick about the security issues.
Okay.
And some recommendations on how to prevent that from happening. She wants to talk to Soot, and she wants to talk to Gustav.
Okay. Where do you want to go first?
Probably Soot.
Okay. Soot is probably in their quarters having a drink with Gustav, so you might 2 birds with 1 stone.
Hey. And you got to realize Katrina's very, like, duty oriented. She's not like she's socially a little awkward, like it's all about work. So it's awkward to just, hey, but she'll go knock on the door.
Okay.
Who is it?
Lieutenant Commander Katerina.
Oh, come on in.
Hi, how are you? How are you doing?
Good. Soot is literally just kind of like sitting on the table, like pinkies up, just sipping on a drink.
I'm sorry I didn't get this message to you sooner. I was kind of incapacitated, but Talia is okay. I saw her. She actually saved my life. When I was trying to make my way back to the ship, I tried to talk her into coming with me, but she said there wasn't a place for her here and she had things to do there. But she said to tell you that if you ever wanted to see her, you know where to find her.
She is a strong woman. She there's definitely room for her here, but I think she was worried about, making everyone else feel uncomfortable.
Well, she saved my ass out there, that's for sure. I'm glad she was okay. That if I accomplished nothing else, I'm glad I found out she was okay.
Yeah, I'm glad she was able to help you. Your wings are taped.
Yep.
So what happened out there? Who clipped your wings?
It was a ground to air shot. Didn't see who did it. But
Sneaky.
crash landing.
How was that?
Not good, but hopefully it'll heal and I will fly again. I have to.
I have a great idea. Why? It's just a little tipsy. Why doesn't Gustav give you some flying lessons at some point?
Sure.
He flies even better when he's drunk, I promise.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, hey Gustav, I really wanted to talk to you also.
Gustav is not in the room with you.
Oh, where would Gustav be? I need to talk to him.
Well, if you kind of look around the room, you'll notice that he's got a sort of presidential suite. It's sort of an ambassadorial suite. So it has a balcony. So he's literally out on the balcony, like up on the railing, sort of like with his wings fully out and facing the wind. And he's just like, I'm the king of the world. But in his own voice, I am king of world.
Okay. Does he ever, between you and me, does he ever get more sober than this or?
Not typically, no.
Okay.
Has he ever been sober? I don't think he's ever been sober.
One time.
I think maybe.
It was
When
the
we
one-
met him.
It was the one time that Carrick made him go back to his quarters and sober up.
Oh, that's right.
Also,
But he
when we
really-
met him,
But
He
he
was
really
sober.
didn't, though.
He's literally been drunk ever since.
I was gonna say, was he?
He was.
He doesn't know what that. He just means he thinks that means like only have like 6 drinks instead of 12. Yeah.
So Wisconsin sober. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
He just cut out whiskey that day. That's what it was.
So I guess I'll go out onto the balcony.
Tell him not to jump again.
What? Is that a thing?
All right. So you go out on the balcony. He's up on the rail and he's doing his thing.
Mr. Gustav?
and he sort of stops and he turns, and when he turns to look at you, because he stopped what he was doing, you see him go as the wind catches him.
Goose overboard.
It's not the first time, not even the first time today. They'll be back.
As you're like here, you hear this flapping sound, and he is just literally flapping like drunkily. Then he just falls onto the balcony, and he goes, "Ah, my friend."
Sorry, I startled you there.
Oh, no, you did not startle me. I was having conversation with Wind. Wind just won. Sometimes he does that. Sometimes he likes to knock me off my perch.
Ah,
I've been sitting over here watching. It was very strong negotiations.
Yes, I almost got him this time.
I know you did, buddy.
Yes, I will get him next time. So what may Gustav do for you?
well, I am in need of a very old, very smooth, good bottle of whiskey, and I can't think of anyone else on the ship that might be able to procure that.
Old whiskey. I may be able to do this for you. You must give me some time.
Oh, absolutely.
I must consult with my friend here. As he
And
goes
who-
back out onto the balcony and onto the rail to talk to the wind. And you literally hear him out there having like a conversation with the wind.
Thank you.
Yes, no problem. I will get back with you later.
Thank you.
Listen here, you. And that's it. It's like, and you see him go flying off the balcony again.
Okay. Thank you, Soot. I have one more stop, and then I'm supposed to go to my quarters. So, I'll see you around.
As she's walking out the door, I'll be like, "Hey, Cat,"
And I'll turn back around.
for the road, and he'll just like reach over and grab a bottle of whatever's behind him and toss it to her.
One-handed, I'll try and catch it.
You can roll a dexterity to see if you catch it. First roll of the
Let's
night,
see.
everybody.
Oh, what happened? All right, hang on. I got to join the game again. I was inactive.
Aha.
Not action. Roll.
Dexterity. So what did you throw at her, Soot?
I'm just assuming it was just like a beer or something that was just sitting there. I figure like the table's just covered with drinks at this point.
That was a 5.
Okay, so Soot, roll an intelligence while you're doing that. So a 5. So you do grab it, and it slips out of your hand and falls to the floor, hits you in the foot, and which hurts because it hits you like right on the top of the foot, right on the edge of the bottle, hits you right on the top of the foot, and then you and then it hits the ground and it rolls under the bed. And what did Soot get for his intelligence? An it. So in mid toss, you realize that you just threw an 800-year-old bottle of cognac at her. Which in the market would be priceless. You could like literally retire on what you could make from it.
he is gonna, as he realizes what's happening, he's gonna like hop off the table and like chase it just in case.
Yeah. If you go into the bed, you'll see it. It's just sort of like laying against the shoe, perfectly intact.
Oh, good.
It's
I'm
literally
assuming
just,
she has like her arm from that shoulder
Mhm.
immobilized and the wings, so she's literally got one hand.
Yep. Don't hit me in the face. Oh God.
Yeah.
but I'm assuming it's like one of like a plethora of bottles that would be on the.
Oh yeah, there's like bottles everywhere.
Sure. So in the grand scheme of things, it's like a drop in the bucket compared to what's in here.
Yes.
Kind of, maybe.
There are only the one thing that you would probably know because Gustav does talk about it a lot. That's why it's not opened.
Gotcha.
It is the bucket.
There are only
There's only what you cut out.
there's only 5 of them in the world.
Oh,
Like bottles left.
My mistake. Hold on a second. So take it, go back over, and just grab like just some generic bottle,
Okay.
and walk it over to her.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
So what you give her this time is basically the equivalent to like Boone's Farm. For those
Perfect.
of you who remember that,
Oh yeah.
or Zima. Those of you who remember that.
Ooh, those were the days.
They were the days, weren't they?
I remember Boone's Farm. Yep. Aging
Strawberry
myself.
Fields, I believe, is what it was called.
It was
But-
so cheap, and it would get you there.
Yep.
Yep.
So basically, that's what it was. It was sort of a cheap alcohol.
Sure. You've had a rough few days. Maybe have a little you time.
Yeah, I got reports to catch up on and stuff, so I'm definitely gonna chill with that. Because she doesn't know how to relax.
If you need pointers on like just how to like unclench, come see either me or Gustav. Both of us can help you out.
And I'm gonna look at you like a little offended, like unclench. You know?
I love that. When you release the stick out of your ass, come talk to me.
Yeah.
But he means it in the nicest way possible.
Absolutely.
I'm just gonna be like, okay, good talk. I'll catch you later.
As she walks away, he'll poke his head out the door. Have a good night.
Hey, thanks.
Bye.
Yeah. And then I'll go find Captain Carrot.
Okay. You will find Captain Carrick in the mess hall with A.
Oh, I can't really talk to him there.
But that is where he's
but
at.
but I will. I'll get lunch while I'm here, I guess.
Okay.
It'll be one of those awkward things where I'll get my tray and then I'm like looking around the room like, you know.
Cool.
Go
Where do
find
I
an
sit?
empty table, I guess.
Okay. Well, A and Kedek, you'll see Katerina come in and get her tray and go to sit down at an empty table somewhere.
I probably, if I see her, I'll probably wave her over.
Well, you'll see her. I mean, there's no way not to see her. It's a big open room.
Yeah,
Plus,
depending
I'm
on how
trying to
long.
balance
go ahead.
this tray one-handed, you know.
All of the things that are happening in this session are all happening at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say, depending on how long they've been in the mess hall, like from when they first finished the conversation when Katerina walked in. A's probably had like 3 or 4 drinks in the mess hall at this point.
That's fair. Yeah, because you and Kedek would have already had your conversation, and now are kind of like in like small talk.
Yeah, that's so depending on what time he's probably had like 3 or 4 drinks.
Okay.
So even though it's a mess hall, there's probably still a bar.
Yeah, there is. There's alcohol on board.
And he's drinking some whiskey.
So Kedit calls Katerina over to the table. Do you go to the table?
Well, yeah, you always do what the captain says.
Or you can just say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see you, Captain."
No, I'll one hand my tray over there and get it set down.
Okay.
How's recovery going?
Slow, too slow. It's been like one day, you know. I really hate not being able to move anything, but
I know. Trust me, I know.
How are you feeling, sir?
I'm definitely feeling better. Getting used to this leg. A and Soot did a pretty dang good job on it, so it's a lot of work. A lot of work that I just gotta get used to. But otherwise, getting plenty of rest though.
Yeah, that's what I'm supposed to do.
And you're not?
Well, I have to eat. I just got out.
Yeah. Definitely eat. I mean,
yeah, then I'm gonna go do some catch up on reports in my quarters.
I say, if you want speed of recovery, you can always let me and Sib build you a wing.
I have a wing and it will work again.
listen,
I say what? I say if you want to speed it up.
Yeah. Thanks.
just
And I'm gonna set this bottle down. Soot gave me this. So
I kind of look at the table. I was like, oh. So it seems like something. I'm like, so you really needed a drink, huh?
I don't drink a whole lot. Like hardly ever. But is this any good?
I was like, looking at the bottle, would I recognize like the brand?
Oh yeah, you would. I mean, you this is like something you can find in any mom pa store. I mean, in local corner convenience store.
Like this price on that A probably would have easily lifted when he was on the streets. Got it.
Probably so. And or they would have just given to you. I mean, honestly. I'm like,
Fair.
they were like, please take this. Please steal this from our store.
So when I see the bottle, I'm just gonna go like, I mean, taste wise, it's okay, but you're probably going to have to drink like half of that to get a decent buzz.
Okay.
If you want a real drink, I can make you what I'm having, which I'll do point redemptions to make this canon, by the way, if needed.
Okay.
No, so the Four Horsemen, but it's called the Storm because Storm Han.
Okay.
Well, the medicine I'm taking, I probably shouldn't. But thanks.
Are you gonna write up the stats for that drink?
I can. God dang it, that gonna work. Fuck, that backfired.
Do you think I was gonna do it? I mean, I can't.
I wasn't thinking. I was
expecting.
expecting. Oh no, I wasn't just expecting there to be stats for a period because, like I said, there's the Four Horsemen, just whatever the equivalent of the agreements would be for Arya.
That's fair. I mean, that's fine. Just, I mean, if you want it to be like canon, I'm fine with it being canon. It's just you got to give me the stats for it so I can play around with it.
Fuck! I'll have to work on that. I'll get back to you on that.
Is this going to be Arya's version of Dragon's Milk?
No, no.
No.
Because if we did that, that would make the Dragon's Milk Redemption available here. And I already have a chance of getting hit with that once every other week. I don't need to be possibly getting hit with it every week.
Hey, I have moved it to where they can only give it to you if you're in a tavern.
Still.
And how often are we in a tavern? Oh, wait, we're always in a tavern.
And in Origins, we're still in a tavern.
Yeah, I know. But I have made it unredeemable.
And it's
during
typically me
Duskmire.
redeeming it.
Yeah.
We know.
It is not redeemable in Duskmire. I did take it off the list. Once we get out of Duskmire, I'll make it available again. But
Yeah, but you get my points.
no, yeah, I gotcha. I mean, I could always
So-
create a drink.
Meanwhile,
Plus, I don't even know how
Katrina's
the rolls would work for that.
Katrina
I
is
figured it.
awkwardly trying to cut this meat one-handed. You know. You know.
Well, the good thing about this roast beef is it's fork tender.
Oh, good.
You don't have to cut it. You can literally just the fork will it'll just tear apart with your fork.
Oh, good, good, good.
It's like
Oh,
really
yeah.
good.
Yeah, evil bastard. Now I'm hungry, and I just finished eating.
I know.
So yeah, there's sort of that awkward silence because I don't know what to say now. You know.
Listen, Katarina, I know you're eager to get back to work, and I appreciate all the work that you've done, obviously. But don't overdo it. I know it might feel hard, but take some time to relax. Take some time to yourself. Don't let your brain run too wild.
I'll try.
That's all I ask.
I'll try. I do have some recommendations and reports to go over with you, maybe when you're back on the bridge.
Sure. I am just finishing up this neat meal, and then I'll probably be up there just to look at things. So, when we're done here, we can probably just go straight up there.
Okay.
Cool. But for now, eat up.
Okay.
I see. Speaking of training, we should do some sparring. Give that leg a real test.
You're ready for that toe deep colonoscopy, are you?
So when you say that, A will literally just go.
I'm gonna look at y'all like, what?
Has Katarina seen the extendo toe?
I was unconscious when y'all were going over all that.
So
No,
A
the only ones
knows
who
what
were
I'm talking about.
The only ones who witnessed the leg were me, Soot, and you. When it came to the toe to cable, I mean.
Oh, this is
But when you do that,
Yeah,
I'm
the
like
medical
A's like,
officer.
well, I'm saying of the cast. But when you say that, A's gonna look at you like, damn, okay. Wasn't expecting that from you.
He's having fun.
Nope. Oh yeah. Oh, he knows, but he still wasn't expecting that kind of comment from you.
This whole experience has kind of given him a new lease on life. He's still the same kind of like fun loving guy, but just in a different way. He'll take things a little bit more seriously, but he knows how to have fun when he wants to, and when it comes out, it comes out.
And then actually, now I think about it, when you say that line, he's going to go like, well, at least, at the very least, don't try and pirouette on that foot.
Okay.
No, because imagine if you lost a toe cable during a pirouette.
Oh,
Especially with the hardwood floor.
Oh.
Put a whole new definition to you spin me right round, baby, right round.
Yeah.
I think with that, A's actually going to get up and actually probably head to the sparring room.
Okay. So A gets up and heads out.
And then Kadak is probably gonna once he finishes his food. He's probably gonna finish his food and then wait for Katarina to finish before having us both go up to the bridge.
Okay. The walking wounded.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys will finish your meal and then head to the bridge.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So you guys head to the bridge.
Yeah. And once I'm on the bridge, I just do a quick kind of survey to make sure everything is normal. Everyone is make sure nothing urgent is happening. And once I see that things are good, I'll sit down with Katarina and go over what she has for me.
Okay. So we did have a significant security breach, I'm sure you've heard about.
Yeah.
So we issued a red protocol, which means complete lockdown. No one's allowed to leave the ship.
Gotcha.
And then we initiated a deck by deck search to account for all personnel. And of course, A was missing.
So I've been told.
Which necessitated sending a crew, a team out to try and find him, putting more people at risk. I let Commander Soot handle that, being acting captain.
I mean,
but it did bring up.
You mean Gath?
Gath.
Yes, I'm sorry. Yes, but it did bring up a potential issue, which is keeping track of personnel when we're on land and people want to leave the ship. So I would recommend having, posting security, obviously, when we're on land, so no one can just walk on board the ship, but also to monitor who leaves. And possibly, what do you think about having a written request for leave?
I mean,
I don't want to be too strict. It's your ship, but
oh no, it's fine.
I do think we need to know where people are, or
and
when someone's not reported back.
No, and I think that's a fantastic idea. I think if we're not under any sort of like protocol, or if like nothing urgent is happening, I'll leave it to the commanders to give that approval for each area on the ship. But once we go into any protocol, requests go through me, or if I'm indisposed, they go through you.
What about just having them check out with the security at the gangplank so we know who's on board and who's not?
Oh, absolutely. That I still think is something that needs to happen. I just don't think we need to have every approval as a written request.
Understood.
Yep.
Understood. The other thing is, Lieutenant Hatter actually came up with a good protocol to kind of scan for explosives.
Oh, really?
Yes. So we had him temporarily assigned to security so he can put that into place, different sensors in different areas, and then I believe some handheld devices to be able to check any equipment or any supplies coming on board, just to check to make sure there's nothing, which was really a brilliant idea.
That is fantastic. I think that is a fantastic idea. I think just keep me informed on how well progress is going with getting that all set up.
Absolutely. And that was, obviously security was a big issue.
Yeah.
During the whole thing, we got blindsided again. But hopefully we're getting things a little more regimented. We've got a good security team. I've got to meet them now. And
Yeah. I also do hope that a lot of what we experienced, the influx of what we experienced, is due to where we were at. It seems like there has been a lot of unrest going on there. So,
what I've come to realize is there's a lot of people out there who might want access to the technology that this ship possesses.
yeah.
And we can't let that fall into the wrong hands, obviously.
Yeah.
But it also is going to make us a target. So
that's fair. So keep our eyes and ears open and prepared at all times.
Yes, sir. All right. Well, I'm picking up all my security paperwork stuff. So with your permission, I'm going to take these back to my quarters and rest.
Yes, rest.
See you in rehab, sir.
Yeah, I'll see you in rehab. What time tomorrow?
I think I'm called at 8. I don't know what time you're called.
I think I'm at 0600. So I'll see you there. I'll be there. You'll see me on the stairs again.
Yeah. Yes, sir. And I'll make my way back to my quarters.
Okay, cool. So, and Kedrick, you're staying at on the bridge?
Yes, I am.
Okay. So you're in the sparring gym.
Yep.
What are you doing in there?
Well, considering we haven't really been in here stream wise, like what's the sparring room look like? Like, spacing, equipment.
It's like a large, not I say large. Well, I mean, it is large. It's like a large gymnasium that's sort of like, and it has all the things that if you think of like a gymnasium would have, like the pommel horses and the parallel bars and the rings and the ropes and a track that runs around. And then off of the sort of on the starboard side of the gym, there are sparring rooms. And inside those, they're like padded walls.
Yeah.
But it's like, and sort of soft floors, but it's good size. I mean, they're huge rooms. So you can like fight with weaponry. You can fight hand to hand. Well, like weaponry, like, it's like
it's like using fucking
like kendo sticks or something like that. I mean, it's sort of that idea of sort of practice weapons.
Yeah, like combat Haikido. That's what I was trying to remember. That's what I was trying to remember the name. Okay. Are there any like sparring dummies we have? Like, I'm not talking like just like Bob who just sits there just as a torso. I mean like actual like ones that move. There's anything that you can imagine. They've got it. All right, so I'm gonna go into one of the rooms, set one of the butts up to like default setting and just start sparring. Okay. So cool. All right, so you're sparring. All right. So Kedrick, you're on the bridge. And things for the most part, the first day it is smooth sailing. Truly. You go about your days, you do your thing. Everybody does their thing, no issues whatsoever. We get into the second day. The second day we run into storms. So flight is a little more turbulent. So there's a lot more, sort of like connecting, your safety harnesses, your safety cables to the railings and the corridors, so that you don't fall over. And I mean it's rocking the ship pretty rough. You've run into a full thunder cell.
There's no going over it, under it, around it. It goes from ocean to sky. It's just this massive wall of storm. You will have spent the second day doing a lot of the same things you did the first day. Kedrick, you would have had physical therapy. Katarina would have had physical therapy. Soot and A would have done whatever you guys are going to be doing. Gath would have been working on his inventory. And so for the second day, for the most part, it is just the ship is getting its workout. You know, the bridge crew is keeping it steady, but it's hard because the wind. Plus, they're having to dodge water spouts and crazy stuff like that as they're heading towards the southern seas. This is the squall line between the sort of the warm water of the north and the cold water of the south. You have to pass through these storms in order to get to the southern seas. And it'll take you most of the day to get through them. Actually, it'll take you basically the whole day to get through them. But yeah, so that's going crazy. So we know. So Katarina, you and Kedrick, you guys have done your physical therapy. What do you guys do after that?
Well, I would have asked when this is my first day of physical therapy, so I would have asked like, when can I fly?
You're not going to fly until we get past the storm, so it's going to be another day at least.
I know that, but when
you're not going to be able to fly for about 3 days.
Okay.
You got to let the wing heal. Once we get to our destination, you'll probably have another day of no flight, and then the doctor might clear you for the second day.
Okay. I have to fly. It's like it's the only thing in my entire life that's ever made me happy. I can't imagine not flying. So whatever I have to do, is there exercises I can be doing?
They'll. I mean, yeah, the doctor would have given you a whole list of exercises, which is just going to be extensions. That's about it. That's all you can do.
Okay, she's going to be doing a lot of extensions.
Okay. Well, for your first day of physical therapy, it is going to, it's going to be painful. As you do the extensions, it's going to be painful because it's going to be stiff because it's been bound for a full day. So as you're trying to, the doctor will tell you not to try to fully extend it. You need to work up to that. So this whole day is just like half extensions.
Right.
The next day would be a little bit more. Then the next day would be full.
Okay. Well, I'm going to do what they say, but I'm going to do it as what they say I can do as much as I can.
Right. Okay. Yeah. And that's basically it. That's all you can do right now is just the extensions.
Okay. I'll fight through the pain.
Okay. All right, cool. So while you're doing that, so Kedrick, what about you?
So Kedrick, after another day of physical therapy, it's probably going to take time after it to rest. So I think just after 2 days, he's gonna head up to the bridge for a little bit, take an eye on things, sit down in his chair, try not to fall asleep, and then eventually, once he's able to, he's probably, I think he'll probably take as long of a rest as needed before he tries to essentially walk about the ship just to get his bearings of the place again and just look around, see what's going on, see if any
Okay. Cool. So I mean, as you go to the bridge, I mean, the bridge crew basically has everything under control. I mean, it's literally like almost like you're not needed at this point.
Aw.
I mean, it's
I
not
mean-
that they don't need you, but I mean, your bridge crew is very, very competent.
No, that's great. I mean, I'm perfectly okay with that. If they feel confident, then yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and make my rounds around the ship, just checking in with each department, seeing how folks are doing. Everyone has spent enough time caring about me. It's time for me to care about them.
Okay. Okay. Cool. So, I mean, your bridge crew's like, Captain, we've got this. Is there any? Do you have any orders for us?
I mean, keep on track with where we're headed. I know the skies are a bit rough right now, but you all are doing great. Yeah, no, I don't have much for them. I might have to talk to janitorial. I'm sure there are a few folks that need a little bit of help with their stomachs.
I think they sort of laugh. Like, yes, sir.
Yep.
We've had quite a few. Apparently, the med bay has had quite a few visits from crew members.
Oh, I'm sure. But keep up the good work. I'm gonna go ahead and just do a little walk around.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. All right, Soot. What are you up to?
He's still going to be down in engineering. Like his main focus until they get to where they're going is just getting these gauntlets perfect.
Okay. That's cool. Are you going to go and like are you testing them or like
Yeah, probably making a couple trips up to like the sparring room, whatever. Try it
Okay.
against a couple dummies, see
Okay.
how they work out.
Cool. All right. A, what about you? What are you doing on your second day?
Probably. I think the second day is actually A's gonna be fiddling with the security system they install on the core, just make sure that everything's still holding up, especially after it tased me and Soot. Make sure it didn't kill the taser part.
Fair.
Yeah, you remember that time A pissed his pants?
You did too.
We all do indeed. Yes, we all remember that time.
You did too.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, the engine room is humming right along. Doesn't seem to be any issues. It's good.
Okay. And after that, I think at that point I'm going to have A go back to his quarters, and he's going to start drawing designs for different things he wants to build.
Okay.
Hell, there's probably going to be a design of what Soot made, and A is going to go God damn it, I wanted to build that first.
That's fair.
Because great minds think alike type deal.
Yep, fair enough. Okay, cool. All right, so everyone's sort of settling in for their day. So, everyone's sort of settling. Captain, you go back to your quarters to relax, and Soot's working on his gauntlets. A's sort of checking on, making sure things are functioning right, make sure they didn't tear anything up. Gath is working on his inventory. Katerina is working out her wing. That the day kind of goes by again, smooth sailing. Other than the turbulence from the storms, but other than that, everything's pretty good. Katerina, you will hear a knock at the door.
In there working on paperwork.
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't. Thank you for muting me.
You're welcome. I don't think we heard the first part of that though. So
I said she'll say come in. She's sitting at her desk working on.
Okay. Nobody comes in.
Oh, I guess I'll go open the door.
Okay. So when you open the door, there's nobody there. But there is there's a rather good sized box sitting in front of your door.
So I'll look down the hall, both ways down the hallway to see if I see.
Nope.
All right.
See anybody.
I'll bring the box back in, set it on the desk, and open it.
Okay. So as you're looking at this box, the front face of it slides down, and inside is a dark bottle. It looks very old. It's kind of dusty, actually. But it does have a label on it, and it is a basically, and there's also a note inside from Gustav saying that this is probably going to be as good for you for whatever you're going to use it for. Anything beyond this, it's way out of your pay grade. But this is a 50-year-old Ganderheim Pontic burnt barrel whiskey.
Ooh.
This is pretty high end. I mean, this is, if you were to order like a drink with this at a bar, it would be super expensive.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So I'm going to sit down and write a note that says, thanks for the assist, old man.
Oh, shit.
With a K. And then I'm going to take it down to the Cannon Bay. The
armory?
Yep.
Okay.
And hope he's not there.
Oh, he's not there. So
Okay.
you will miss him. He will not be there.
I will leave it on his desk and hurry back to my quarters.
Okay. Okay. Cool. All right. So the second day goes pretty uneventful as the sun begins to set. You guys come out of the squall lines, and you can see the sun for the first time just as it's dipping below the horizon. And you're in the southern seas now. So by morning, you will be at your destination. So again, the morning goes by pretty uneventful, or the night goes by uneventful. As you all settle into sleep, or do whatever it is you're going to do through the night, you eventually do get to the morning. As the sun rises, Captain Carrick, you'll get a call from the bridge. Captain, report to the bridge, please.
Up to the bridge I go.
Okay. As you get to the bridge, the bridge crew is a hustle bustle. I mean, they're moving and shaking. Your communications officer says, Captain, we've made contact with the base. They have cleared us for approach.
Fantastic. Let's land this sucker.
Okay. As you go in, as you sort of come out of the clouds, the WindRider begins to make its descent. Through the observation window, you can see your destination, which is a small island group. One of the largest island is where you're headed. And this, as you are going, you see this sort of building, sort of in the middle of this island, or on this island, sort of towards, like right at the base of the mountain, sort of in a small valley, with a landing pad. Your navigation officer says, there's our destination, Captain. We have been cleared to land.
All right.
You will.
Once I notice a change in the, like we're descending, or
Oh yeah, everybody would have felt the descent. You all would have felt it, and plus there will be an announcement.
Okay, because she would work her way to the bridge.
Okay, there will be an announcement saying all stations prepare for landing. Which means, like, engine room, you guys would need to get ready to, once we land, shut down the reactors, get the engine room ready to go, that sort of thing. So as you approach your destination, Kerrick, you're on the bridge, so you would see it first. And you would see this. This is what you would see.
Ooh.
Yes. This is the Seabed Geological Survey Station, which is your destination. This is where you will land. The ship will get its repairs done here. You will take on new crew, offload old crew. You'll basically refresh your crew, that sort of thing. So this is a complete changeover. So you will probably, as the WindRider makes its approach and the WindRider lands, you'll see the people on the ground sort of flagging you down. The WindRider sits down rather easily, but your pilot is very good at what they do.
Mm-hmm.
And at which point, down in the engine room, you'd see the red lights go to green, meaning to shut down the reactors. On the munitions and the cannon bays, all weapons are stowed and in lockdown position. It's like all stations are basically at landing stations. There'll be a crackle over the radio, and you will hear Seabed Station. This is Seabed Station to WindRider. Welcome to Seabed Geological Survey Station. Prepare the ship to be boarded by Seabed personnel.
All right.
Katarina, you would have gotten to the bridge by this point. You would have got there before you landed.
Yeah. I'll give approval for them to board.
Okay. The gangplank will be lowered, and a group of geological survey station sort of personnel will board the WindRider. And they will escort. Oh my goodness! They will escort them to. Where do you want them to escort them to?
We don't have a conference room available.
No, we don't. I mean,
we've been meaning to get that fixed.
Yeah. Might as well bring them up to the bridge.
To the bridge?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you call down to the gangplank, tell them to the sort of officers down there, the crewmen, to bring the party up to the bridge. Okay.
Yep.
There's two parts of this party. The other part of the party will ask the crewmen that they are here they're basically here to inspect the engines. And then there's another part of that coming on board crew that will be like, we're here to check weaponry and vehicles, and I mean they're basically the crew. The crew from the Seabed Institute is literally taking over the WindRider at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So they're kind of spreading all over the ship at this point. And they eventually do get to the bridge. And it's sort of like a small group. There's about 6 people that come to the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
And they just walk onto the bridge.
Welcome to the WindRider. How am I able to help you out with what you need here?
A rather imposing gentleman will step forward. And their uniforms look different than yours. These uniforms are a lot more sort of jumpsuit uniforms.
Mm-hmm.
But the person who comes to you is sort of he is a captain, and he walks up to you and he extends his hand and he says, "Captain Rylus Marin, commanding officer of the Seabed Geological Survey Station."
I'll extend my hand back, Captain Kedek, captain of the WindRider.
Welcome to the station, sir. At this point, I relieve you of command, and your bridge officers will be relieved as well. And your entire crew basically will be relieved of command, and while the WindRider is being overhauled.
Good to know. Thank you very much.
Please enjoy the island. There's lots and lots of things to do while you're here: training, entertainment, relaxation. Lots to do. So enjoy your time.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. And
he'll go, my crew, once we have a full survey of what we need to do with the WindRider, we will report to you and let you know exactly what needs to happen.
Okay.
Petty officer, another person will step forward who, he's sort of a leaner man. He introduces himself as Petty Officer Trey Voss. He's security specialist for the Seabed Institute or Seabed Station, and I will be taking charge of your security while you are here at the Seabed Survey Station. So he'll say, "Is your chief security officer available?"
Right here. Lieutenant Commander Katerina Ephirian.
Nice to meet you. And he'll extend his hand to shake your hand. And he says, I formally relieve you of duty. Please enjoy your stay.
Anything you need that we can help with, please ask.
We'll do, but we should have everything we need. But thank you.
Okay.
Yep.
They're
very efficient.
Superfluous right now.
Don't forget about Lieutenant Adder.
Yep. Oh yeah. He's being relieved as we speak. Adder is being relieved of duty. I mean, everybody.
But they should know what he was working on.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They'll take over any of that. They'll actually probably keep him on. They'll actually make him part of their team while you're here, at least until he can kind of fill them in on what he's doing. Down in the engine room. A group of folks will come into the engine room, led by their chief scientist, Dr. Believe it or not, her name is Dr. Talia Mendez. It's not the Talia, but it's more like Natalia, but she goes by Talia. She steps in. She's sort of a tall brunette, and she asks for who's in charge.
If me and Soda are both in the room, I know Azeley's raising his hand. I don't know if Soda is, if he's even in the room.
Soda, are you in the engine room at this point? Well,
Yeah,
I mean, you would have been in actually, because you guys would have been shutting the reactors down at this point.
If A is raising his hand, then Soot would also put his hand up and say, "That'd be me."
Okay. She will come to you and she'll introduce herself again. And then she will say immediately, "You are hereby relieved of duty until further notice. And please enjoy your stay."
Just gonna look up at A. Is this like normal for people to just take over your ship?
You think I know that?
Yes. Hey, you also are relieved of duty. Please enjoy your stay.
Yeah. Oh, I figured she said that to both of us, but I was saying
Well,
like the whole.
she speaks directly to Soot because he said he was in charge officially. So she went to him and was like, "Oh," and then she's like, "Oh, okay. Well, you're here as well." She knows both of your names. She was just waiting to see if you would let her know. So she goes, "Oh, I'm sorry. I do apologize." She does apologize, and she does say that you are hereby also relieved of duty until further notice. Please enjoy your stay.
Yeah, but back to Soot's question. A's going to go like, "Yeah, you think I know? I was already told jail time or this."
It's just gonna kind of like blank stare at him for a second, and then turn back to the lady and be like, "So, just real quick, there's a couple things you should know.
Okay.
You know what? You'll be fine." And I'll just turn to walk out.
Okay. And their whole crew will move in and basically take the place of everybody in the engine room. So all of the WindRider crew are leaving. You're allowed. They tell you can go to your quarters, get anything you need from your quarters, take it with you. You'll have quarters on the station while they are doing their thing.
As we're kind of walking up, so it's going to look over at A. I was just going to tell her that like reactor number 5 is basically held together with duct tape right now.
Thank you. I appreciate the heads up. And she says, "It won't be once we're done. But thank you."
Welcome.
Once we're out of earshot, A's going to go like, "Oh, I just didn't want you telling them about the taser because I'm pretty sure we'll get in trouble for that."
Oh, no. I want them to experience it the same way we did.
Well, it won't be the same way because we knew we were getting tased.
Yeah, but if anybody comes out with wet pants, we know what happened.
Fair. But the question is, what if someone has a heart attack?
I guess we'll just have to cross that bridge when we get to it.
So I'm hearing is Gustav's the scapegoat. Got it.
He can fly away. He's fine.
Exactly.
Okay. So, all right. So they're literally like, you can leave now. So
now Gustav would be the scapegoat.
Yeah. Oh, Gustav would have been like, "We are here, my friends," and he will walk off the ship holding his credentials, like full diplomatic immunity. Where's the bar? And of course, they're like, Mr. Gustav, yes, right this way, sir, right this way. And they treat him like a king.
Is there anybody that doesn't know that Goose?
I don't know, but also, I forgot he does have diplomatic immunity, so we can blame him.
We really can.
Yes.
And
we can probably commit a war crime and blame him. Let's not actually do that, though.
We'll just tell him he was drunk, and everybody that knows him will know it's true.
Exactly.
It's very fair. Okay. Gath, you will also get a visitor, which is Lieutenant Commander Isla Kieran. She will come down, and she's sort of like a gearhead. I mean, she is full on like the coveralls, the grease. I mean, she is full on like Rosie the Riveter up in this bitch. And she comes into your office and finds you, and she introduces herself. She'll say, "Commander Gath Alfredi, my name is Lieutenant Commander Isla Kieran, and I will be taking your place while the WindRider is in port. So I am here to inform you that you are officially relieved of duty until further notice, and to enjoy your stay while you're here.
Very well. And who am I supposed to give the
Oh,
documentation
your report.
for the vehicles that will be offloading?
You will give that to Captain Marin, and he will take care of it from there.
All right. Just be forewarned, one member of my crew has been temporarily transferred to security because he came up with some improvements to our security measures to help implement them.
Yes, sir. Petty Officer Voss will take him on his crew until they are well informed of his new additions, and then he will be released. He will be relieved of duty as well, and he will join you on the island.
And I hope that Lieutenant Commander Aid and Lieutenant Commander Soot, terms of their upgrades to the engineering.
Yes, our engineers will be fine. They will undo anything or improve on things if it makes sense. So, but you are hereby officially relieved of duty, sir.
All right.
Okay. All right. So everyone has been relieved of duty at this point, and everyone, like the crew, is going and getting their basic needs and heading to the station. As you all gather your things and head to the station, they show you to your quarters where you'll be staying for your duration. As you come out onto the sort of out of the ship and onto the platform, it's really, really humid. For an island sort of in the southern seas, that's sort of cold for the most part. The island is super humid. Very, very much like a tropical rainforest. Like imagine like a tropical rainforest in the middle of Antarctica type of thing. So perfect hideout. So as you guys disembark from the ship, once the last crewman's off, the gangplank will be retracted and they will begin working. Basically, they're more along the lines at this point. They're just sort of surveying. This is what has to be fixed. This is what has to be changed out. This is what's being upgraded. This is what's being this, that, and the other. Yeah. So at this point, once you go to your quarters, you're all and they're really nice. That's for what they are. Kedrick, you will be called to Central Command. So you'll hear a sort of call, Captain Kedrick, please report to Central Command. Captain Kedrick, please report to Central Command.
Oh, I will head right there.
Okay. So as you head up to Central Command, you'll see your crew kind of coming in and sort of like getting nestled, getting settled. They're finding their quarters, that sort of thing. As you get to Central Command, Captain Marin is there, and several other sort of what look like key officers, just station officers. No one that you necessarily need to know at this point, but he'll come to you and you go, Captain Carrick, welcome to the Central Command.
Good evening. Hello. Good to nice to make your acquaintance.
So I see that Katerina in the chat. Are you going to attempt to go to Central Command with him? You're muted.
I said yes, but if they won't let me in, I'll wait outside the door until he's done.
They're not going to let you in.
Then I will wait outside the door for him.
Yeah, they're going to actually make you wait down the hallway.
Okay,
because this is a highly classified meeting.
I understand.
So they're only like, oh no, you can wait in the waiting room, basically, which is down the hallway. You can have some coffee.
Okay.
There's a coffee station there. Please help yourself.
I'll go have some coffee
There you go. All right.
and peek down the hall as often as I can.
Yep. And so, Carrick, you come to Central Command. Again, there's Captain Marin and several others. And he's going to talk about we should know basically the extent of the upgrades and refit probably within the hour. And we'll get you caught up on that. The first thing I wanted to do is introduce you to your new first officer. So you will, Captain Marin will turn and call for First Officer Elara Voss to step forward, and she'll step forward. She's a very tall and imposing presence. She's got sharp blue eyes, and she is very detail oriented. She's neatly tied. She has dark hair. It's neatly tied back into like a strict bun. Her uniform is immaculate, and her posture reflects her uncompromising nature.
My kind of girl.
So her background, she has a career spanning like 2 decades in maritime service. She's built a reputation. This is just him rattling off her dossier. She's built a reputation as an officer who enforces the rule book to the letter. She graduated top of her class from the Air Naval Academy, Command Academy, and has since served on a variety of vessels specializing in law enforcement and organizational efficiency. And she comes to you and she says, Captain.
Hello, Commander?
Yes.
Or first, yeah, Commander.
Commander, yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
Welcome to the team.
I am very excited. I look forward to serving with you, sir.
As am I. Have you had a chance to study up on the WindRider, despite its, issues currently?
Yes, sir. I have been spending this last week studying everything there is to know about the WindRider and its crew and its shortcomings.
Yeah, I know.
But also, it's very loyal crew.
I'd say that.
I look forward to getting to know them all.
I hope you enjoy it as much as we have.
I'm sure
This team is a unique one, but trust me that they are what's the best way to put this? They're a lot more than they seem.
Indeed. And so she goes to she has a bag and like a briefcase. She picks it up, puts it on the table, click, click, opens it, pulls out multiple personnel files. And she goes, yes, sir. So I see that you have a problem with A. She slaps his folder to the ground. I see that.
How thick is my folder, out of curiosity?
It's pretty thick. I mean, it's probably the thickest. I mean, it is like thunk. You have soot. She throws his down. His is very small, just like him. But she says, and she kind of sums up each of you in like a sentence. Like A is brilliant but misguided at times. Soot is brilliant but likes to have a little too much fun. Mm-hmm. And then goes to like Gath, this is she goes, Gath is an officer after my own heart. He likes organization. He likes things where it is. He follows the rules. I like that. And she throws this file down. And then she says, then there's this Katerina. She throws her file down. Like, I see she's a rule follower. I like that. However, I see that in the short time that you have been in service, the ship has been attacked 3 times now.
Yeah.
And I believe we lost a crewman, and others were put into danger in harm's way on her watch. I mean, just goes. But she also says, but I admire her for being a rule follower. And hopefully I can take her under my wing. And we'll become best buddies. She didn't say best buddies, but she does. Perhaps I can mentor her.
I think that would be perfect. Thank you. And yeah, you've definitely done your homework.
Yes, and then there's you, Captain. She throws your file down.
I like, if you could see the goosebumps as the file hits the table, and you just like, oh.
And you do sort of see Captain Marin just kind of like smile and nod.
I'm like, so.
I mean, your record is pretty exemplary, Captain. This is why I'm kind of excited to be on board with this vessel. And I mean, I do see that you did have a little bit of setback when you lost your leg, but I see that the new robotic or the new bionic or whatever it is that you have seems to be serving you well.
Yeah.
And
like I said, much of our crew is a lot more than they seem.
They are resourceful, which can be very good, and yet very dangerous.
Oh, trust me, I've had a talk with a couple of them about that.
She puts her hand on the specific folder on the table,
and I see that folder. It's like, oh, I've had a conversation.
Well, that's good. For I will also be having a conversation with everyone.
Oh,
because that is my job as the XO. That is my job to sort of be that communication conduit between you and the crew.
Yes,
or at least
Meanwhile, somewhere feels like Lieutenant Adder is in deep trouble.
Oh
God, how is Adder's folder?
Adder, she doesn't have one for Adder because he's a lower rank.
Oh,
this is just your basically your main crew.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So she's like, and then she sort of takes them all and puts them back in her briefcase. Click, click, and she's like, but I look very forward to working with you, Captain. And she kind of looks at her uniform and kind of brushes off something off her shoulder. straightens her uniform top.
Mm-hmm. I like the style. I like the how is the best way for me to put this?
Please, Captain, I prefer you to be blunt.
Je ne sais quoi?
Don't be afraid to let your hair down every once in a while we're on the ship.
She'll look at you and say, "Let my hair down, sir?"
Is this the equivalent of unclench?
Exactly.
Yes. It's essentially in a way of me saying, yes, we take things seriously when we need to, but on days when we have time and we have time to relax, I hope you take advantage of that.
I will certainly try, sir.
That's all I ask for.
Very good. If there's nothing else, Captain Marin, and if there's nothing else, I would like to immediately assume my duties.
As it may be.
And Captain Marin's like, absolutely.
Welcome.
You are officially transferred to the WindRider.
Welcome to the team.
Thank you. And she will gather her briefcase and she will head out, heading straight to the WindRider itself. That's where she's heading first.
Sweet.
So then Captain Marin will come to you and go, okay, here's a list of all the crew that will be transferring off the WindRider, and here's the list of the crew that will be coming on.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a pretty extensive list. You'll see a lot of the original crew of the WindRider are transferring out. They're transferring them out and basically refreshing the troops, so to speak.
Okay.
So as you sort of go down the list, you will see a few familiar names. You'll see that your chief medical officer will be transferring out, and a new doctor will be taking their place.
Am I getting a new physical therapist?
No, your
Okay.
physical therapist is staying the same.
So I was gonna say, oh no,
I gotta learn a whole new one. Oh God.
oh God, I
No. So Commander Wellesley, he'll be transferring out. Lieutenant Ferris will actually be taking over as the new doctor. She was the nurse. She'll be taking over as the doctor at this point. And then they will bring a new nurse on board. You'll also be losing. Where is it? Sorry, Lieutenant Vales, your communications officer, and you'll be getting a new communications officer.
All right.
And you'll also be losing Lieutenant Zarish, who is your chief science officer, and you'll be getting a new one of those as well.
All right.
And those are just your main bridge crew. But you also, as you're looking down, you'll see. I mean, it's a lot of everybody on the list because they're your crew. But
yeah.
But as you're going down the list, you will see Commander Nemet's name on the outgoing list, and you will be getting a new armory chief.
No.
Oh. Huh.
And Captain Marin goes, "Oh, do you see something in error?"
No, not at all. There's just a name on here that I didn't expect to
And that
see
is
leave so soon. Nemetz, ma'am.
Ah, yes. Well, I mean, it is, Captain, it is your prerogative to remove names off the list. If you wish to if you wish to keep any of these crew, you're welcome to. They are your crew. These are just us. These are just names that we chose to replenish your crew with. But if there's someone on the list you would like to keep, by all means, you can appeal to keep them.
I wouldn't be able to have a conversation with him before I make that decision.
Sure, absolutely.
It's, to be frank, he was a big help in terms of my recovery. And,
I understand that. Yes,
yeah.
Absolutely.
But I want it to be his decision, not mine.
Absolutely. Oh, that's absolutely. I understand that completely.
Mm-hmm.
So, and you'll be receiving some new crew as well.
Mm-hmm.
You'll be receiving a new nurse or a new medical assistant, and you'll also be receiving a new bridge member. You'll be receiving a new pilot to take Captain Archibald's place.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And that will be, and he's got papers, and it's not on your list. He says, let me see. Ah, here it is. It will be a Lieutenant Commander Thaldrin Corv. For those of you who don't know, that is the NPC that Mad Hatters put in the NPC contest. He will be a reoccurring NPC throughout the campaign. Then Captain Marin will go, and your new assistant medical officer will be a Lieutenant Commander Varian Blackthorn. Will take over as assistant medical chief.
Wonderful.
That was mine.
And
Yay!
that was Lisa's. Yes, that's Lisa's NPC. We liked them both, so we decided we wanted to keep them both.
That's awesome.
So congratulations to you guys. And yes, so those two characters will be on the crew list from now on. So yes. So then Captain Marin will say, "Oh, that's it, Captain. You're welcome to go back to your quarters or relax, whichever you'd like."
I appreciate that. This is my first time here. Is there anywhere you would suggest that would be cool to check out? Maybe for somebody who kind of enjoys the wilds a little bit more than most.
There are several hiking and camping excursions into the jungle or up into the mountains, depending on what you prefer. There's also a beach excursion if you want to hang out on the beach. The island is humid because we are volcanic, and we have basically harnessed the volcano to keep the island at a moderate temperature. I know it looks like a rainforest, but for the most part, it's humid, but it's not like sweltering.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. I appreciate that. I'll probably keep that in mind while we're here. I'm probably gonna go back to my quarters to rest for now, but I'll definitely check out some of the spots around the island for sure. Thank you.
Okay.
Is there anything more you need from me before I go?
Nope.
Okay.
Well, I think we have everything under control.
Fantastic. I look forward to working with you while I'm here.
And us as well. And like I said, in about an hour or so, I'll get that report to you.
Fantastic. Thank you.
All right. Awesome. All right. So what's everybody else doing on this island? Like, A, what are you up to?
Dare ask that question.
I know. That's why I went to A first.
So with this being a geological survey station, they definitely have a tech area. A's immediately going there to see what he can scrounge for his stuff.
Oh, good God. Okay. So, yeah, there's obviously a tech site. There's tech everywhere. I mean, it's a geological survey station. So there's going to be literally everywhere you go, there's tech. The highest tech is going to be in Central Command and below, which is their main reactor.
Oh yeah, he knows he ain't going to get near that stuff easily.
Yeah. But there's lots of other places you can go to kind of look.
Yeah, he was on the streets long enough to know that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just seeing what they have there and seeing what what inspires me or what components I may or may not take.
Okay. That's fine.
Anything you want me to roll or?
Yeah, you can roll intelligence.
Okay, that's going to be a 3. Come on. 6.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, as you're kind of walking around, you do see some stuff that you haven't seen before.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not necessarily you don't know what it is. It's just, that's a different configuration of that particular thing.
Yeah, or something I may have read about but not seen in person.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So you can definitely see all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, I'm full on kid in the candy shop.
Yeah. If you want to try to take something.
Still deciding on that part. That's why I said may or may not.
Okay. We'll let you explore a little bit. So, what about Soot? What are you doing?
So Soot has never seen anything that looks like this place before, ever.
Oh yeah, no, not at all.
So he's intrigued just by looking at and seeing just all the green. However, there's something that he has on his mind that is just kind of bothering him. So the first thing he would do is actually go and try and find Carrick.
Okay, so you would probably find Carrick on his way back to his quarters.
With his shadow.
Yeah, with Katarina at his 6, I guess.
So Soot will kind of walk up to him. Hey, can I ask you guys something?
Yeah, of course.
I'm new to all of this. Is it normal for them to just take over the ship like that?
I mean, it's
They are a Fawcett outpost, so
yeah, the ship so technically, while we do run the ship I guess still isn't ours per se. So I mean, it's only temporary. They're just making sure we get the repairs. So
Right.
And as they change over the crew as well, they need a replacement crew while they're doing all the switching. So
Yeah, I suppose.
Well, also, you guys aren't restricted from going on the WindRider. You can go and get on the WindRider. They just don't need. You just aren't in the sections that you're assigned to because they're working in there. But you could go back to your if you wanted to stay on the ship, you could.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
They just just don't get in the way. That's the big thing.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, this could just be me being paranoid, but we have had people try to get on our ship twice.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that I've had.
This would be the easiest way for them to just walk somebody right on the ship.
No, I get that. And
what would you suggest?
I don't know. I don't know. This may all be above board and it may all be perfectly normal, but I don't know. It just feels wrong to me.
well, I'll be either on or near the ship for most of the time. It's still kind of my ship. I want to keep an eye on it while I can. So if that's any consolation, but this is a Faustian outpost. This isn't just some random area we're landing into that just happens to be in a civil war. We have our own government here to protect us as well. So trust me, I share the same concerns you have, but I think
I will be happy to pass your concerns on to the acting security chief with the captain's permission.
Oh, by all means.
No, it's not him.
I mean, by all means, I would say I would say pass it along. What was I going to say? I have the same concerns. I just feel a little bit more relieved about them here than I have been other ways.
Nice, Will.
I mean, after the shit we've been through,
I barely trust them, let alone anyone else.
I'm just glad to see our own like government here.
It's fair.
I don't know. Like I said, it could be nothing, but just something maybe we should keep an eye on just in case.
Yeah. Oh no, I do agree. I completely agree. Thank you for reminding us, I guess I could say.
Yeah, no problem. Did you guys find out anywhere cool to check out here?
I mean, I was gonna check out some of the hiking trails and such. They said that the beaches are really nice.
Yeah, you got to break that new leg in.
I do got to break that new leg in. I mean, I'm fairly certain my physical therapist is gonna make me do some of these hikes. I don't think whether I wanted to or not, I'm going on one of these hikes.
You are indeed.
So, but yeah. But
I'll tell you what. Who knows what A's going to get into just because he's all over the place all the time.
Fair.
That's
so. How about I stick with you for a while so we can kind of keep an eye on the leg and see if we need to make any adjustments?
Yeah, for sure. Hell, maybe as we're hiking, we might see ways to give it a good test drive. Besides just walking.
Maybe come up with some new ideas too. We can take some notes.
Oh, hell yeah.
Cool. Okay.
It's going to be fun.
All right. So, Gath, what are you doing at this point?
Well, in case there's any questions about things involving anything in his office, like, for example, the belongings of Lieutenant Adder that's in the safe, I'm staying in my quarters just in case on the ship. And also, being available in case they need me for other things. I'm staying out of the way, but I'm staying close by where they can get a hold of me because
That's fine. Yeah.
I know how these things work. Because I may not have been fought in the military, but I was part of like similar thing back home, so I know how these things work.
Yep. Absolutely, and they'll keep you informed. Each of the departments that took over the people that took over your departments, they will keep in contact with you. They will constantly be talking to you about what's happening, what's going on. Do you have any suggestions? Did you do this? They'll be constantly asking you questions and keeping you all in the loop. Like, for sure.
Yep. And I will at one point tell them, hey, be careful if you need to go through the safe. And I will list reasons like, oh, what, and explain to them, don't mix certain objects together.
Okay. Yeah, anything that you tell them.
And I'll explain they're there for people's safety.
Absolutely. Okay.
And I'll explain what would happen if they mix.
Okay. All right. So as you all are sort of settling in, and as the day is wearing on, you go, you eat, that sort of thing. Kedek, you'll go back to your quarters. So you go back to your quarters. What do you do?
I go back to my quarters. I'm probably going to just take care of any paperwork I need to, and then I am going to take some hammock time to myself before writing stuff in my journal.
So
And
before you, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Before you go into your quarters, I say, are you in for the night, sir?
No. I training this morning was a little bit tough on me, so I kind of want to just take a little bit of a breather. Now that we're here.
Very good, sir.
Okay. Enjoy your day off, I guess.
Yes, sir.
Slowly closes the door.
And she's just going about 3 doors down and just kind of settling against the wall.
Carrick, as you go into your, go ahead.
You're so concerned about me. God.
Yeah. So, Carrick, as you go into your quarters, to get yourself, you're settling, you're getting your hammock all ready and everything. And you'll hear a voice behind you say, "Wow, that security officer of yours has really got a lot to learn." As you turn around, and Commander Nemetz is sitting in your quarters. And that's where we're going to end for
tonight. Son of a bitch.
I can't be everywhere at once.
Didn't even come in and check the room to make sure nobody was in there.
It's not what you do, it's who you know, okay?
No, he didn't say that. He literally is just...
Do I have to roll to shit my pants?
Yeah. It scares the crap out of you, literally. No.
If you yell, she's coming in the door.
Oh, I know. I don't think that's if I go to yell, he's probably gonna hold my mouth shut.
No, he'll just be like, "Why are you such a baby?"
Right, yeah.
Fair. Yeah. No, but so that's where we'll end tonight. So we're gonna go around and let everybody again introduce them, who they are, who they played, where you can find them, go and follow them in all the cool places, and what they've got going on. So we're gonna start in reverse order this time. We're gonna start with Carrick.
All right. Well, hello everybody again. I am Riku. Tonight I play Captain Carrick, your Pontori captain of the WindRider. You can find me on social media at PupRiku or PuppyRiku, depending on what app you're on. I actually just created a beacons page to make sure I put all the links in one place to make it easy. So if you go to puppyriku.beacon.page, I think it is. I gotta double check. I think it's beacon.page or beacons.ai. I gotta double check it, but that'll have all my stuff on it. Including all the games that I'm on, which includes over on Five Tribe Productions. I am in Gaia Chronicles, where I play Drolor, the giant time wizard, who just had a gigantic lore drop on the party, to the point where one of the players was actually taking a break to go get water and had to come back and be like, "What? You did what?" You can find me here on Saturdays once Queer starts up. We're sorry we weren't able to get started on it this past weekend, but we cannot wait to bring that to you as my gay pirate. And then, of course, on every other Thursday, you can find me dungeon mastering Reign of Vecna here on the channel, where the team has just found a magic sentient sword. So we'll see what they make of it. Well, I gotta send you information about that. I think you'll like what the sword can do. So,
okay, I
yeah.
love it.
But other than that, I'll catch you then.
Okay. Goose.
Sorry, I lost my mouse for a second. I'm Goose. I've been playing Soot, the chaos monkey of the group, and apparently the paranoid little guy now. You can find me here every other Monday with all these people. You can find me on Thursdays playing with Riku, Kel, and Slayer for the Vecna campaign. You can check out the website if you like what you saw of the game. I helped create it, so check out our website at warptree.com and then go to games and then Surge. There's also some merch on there, like this hat. Go buy one. They're sweet. And all of our socials are on the website as well.
Very cool. Also, our 2 NPC contest winners will receive Surge hats, by the way. Signed. They'll be signed if that's what Greg told me.
Actually, right here. I gotta sign them.
Yeah. He's like, I gotta get Goose to sign them. I was like, okay.
Yay! I'm excited.
So yeah, they'll get that. That'll be really cool. That's awesome. All right, Katarina.
Hello, I'm Lisa, D&D Winter Wolf on TikTok and Discord. I play Katarina, the wayward security chief. She's trying. God bless her. She tries. You can find me every Monday night here on Halfling Wizards channel for either WindRiders of Aria, as in tonight, or on the opposite Mondays, or Leia Origins. We'll be coming back on the 11th, which is Veterans Day. So shout out to all our veterans. May or may not be starting late that night, depending on tech rehearsal starts. Yeah, we're good. It's going to be great. It is. I'm excited. Every other Wednesday, you can find me on Halfling Wizards channel for the Liminal Blink. We'll be back with that on the 20th. And every other Friday for Celtic Wyvern King Stargate campaign on his channel, where we have a lot of fun, and we're back with that on the 22nd. And again, a shout out to Halfling Wizard for it's officially his birthday now. So I won't sing to you because you know how that goes, but you will get lunch and presents tomorrow.
Awesome. Sweet. Awesomeness. Okay, Gaff.
Hi, everybody. This is Old Worm Slayer. I have been playing Gath Alfredi, the the commander of his sector of the ship that is also apparently uptight in a good way by somebody's standards. And you can find me here not this coming Thursday, but the week after, for the Reign of Vecna campaign, where I'm playing a non-binary life domain cleric who is the one that found said sentient sword. Because, other people just can't see worth a damn. But in all seriousness, and you'll also find me here in 2 weeks for WindRiders of Aria. So, yeah.
Cool. All right. Last but not least, Kel.
Hey, y'all. Again, I am Kel, also known as the Celtic Wyvern King. You can find me on Twitch and TikTok under the same. You can find me every Monday here on Halfling Wizard Productions for either WindRiders or Aria, where I get to play the chief, or not the chief, but the Chaos Gremlin, so it's Chaos Monkey. And co-chief engineer for the WindRider. On the opposite Mondays, though, you can find me back here as well for Orlea Origins, where I play Kieran, the ASMR Bard. Who is definitely just like, God fucking damn it. What the fight we're about to be in. Every other Wednesday, including this Wednesday, you can find me back on my channel for my Theros 5e campaign, where we're going to see what happens to my party, because they left their ass hanging out on the other side of the river and then walked away. So now they have to walk the rest of the way.
Fun.
And we all know what happens when you take a stroll through the woods.
Yeah.
But then every other Thursday, so next week you can find me for next week for Reign of Vecna, where I play Meek, the Reborn Goliath Paladin, or Redemption Paladin. Try saying that 5 times fucking fast.
I do love the fact that his name is Meek, and he's like a gigantic thing. So funny.
Well, most of his muscles rotted away when he was in the dirt, so.
I'm just saying, I think
he's
it's funny.
tall and wide, but super skinny.
Yep.
Right.
But ask him
Oh.
about
He's
cracking
the
the book out of
skinny
the
version of
Goliath
Grog
shield.
after Grog got separated from that sword.
Yeah. Okay.
But here soon, also before I forget, here soon on the opposite Wednesday of my Theros campaign. Again, this will probably be after the new year because we're getting ready to get in the holiday period and I work retail. Plus, I'm still waiting for one of my players to get out of their current campaign, which is almost over. I will be starting a Surge campaign on my own channel, so definitely keep an eye there. Excuse me. Then every other Friday, as Lisa said, you can find me on my channel for my, which will be this Friday, for my Stargate 5e campaign, where, fun stuff gets to happen. Gotta let them, because they all got called into a meeting and then don't know what the fuck it's about because we ended the session at that time, right when they entered.
Fun.
Yep. And then opposite Fridays, you can find me on Dinner and a Game for Walking Dead Jazz Funeral, which is a Walking Dead TTRPG campaign. Really fun there. That's where I really fuck my roles. God. And then also too, we'll talk more on this, but keep an eye out here soon because me and Will are actually going to be doing a collab one shot where we're going to co-DM with Stargate or Leia. But I'll let Will talk more on that part.
Okay. Cool. All right. And of course, I am Will, the Halfling Wizard, the Chaos Facilitator for this awesome group. As Kel mentioned, yes, we are planning a one-shot crossover between his Stargate campaign and my Origins campaign, which will take place in the world of Orlea during the time period of Origins. So it's going to be fun. We're working on the details for that, and hopefully we'll be able to announce that soon. But it's going to be super fun. We've got a lot of the details kind of ironed out. We're working on others, but it'll be fun, and you'll see an announcement for that soon, hopefully. Of course, make sure that if you're not following us, give us a follow. We love new followers. We love new people. We're on a goal to get to 250. Check out, of course, as you can see across the bottom of our screen, check out the Surge website or the warptree.com website and get the free PDF of the basic rules for Surge there, which our amazing Goose helped create along with his partner in crime, Greg, who is in the Origins campaign on the opposite Monday. So I've got them both over here. It's great. Also, we're for November. The charity for November is the Movember Foundation, which is just all about men's health, things of that. So if you feel the inclination to donate, please do so. We're looking at another in our December. I've got a December charity or kind of in the books. I'm just waiting on a final okay, and then we'll do that one in December. But for right now, we're doing the Movember Foundation in support of men's health. So please please donate if you can. Of course, we announced our NPC winners. We're very excited to have both of those characters in the show. You can also check out our merch store, find some cool merch, very show specific merch, and of course, channel specific stuff. Any and all proceeds from any of this stuff goes directly back into the channel. It helps my players get new equipment if they need new equipment, things of that. Right now, I'm working on trying to get a new laptop for one of our players, and I'm in the process of that. And if you would like to help with that, I do have a GoFundMe created for that, and I can get that out to you. Because we help our own no matter what. So yay. And I think we have about $100 on that so far, which is great. Let me think. Join, subscribe, go over and subscribe to our YouTube channel where you can find all of the episodes of WindRiders there. If you've come in at this point and want to go back and look at the others, you can go over to our YouTube, subscribe, and check out the whole playlist. All of our games for Halfling Wizard Productions are in their own playlists. I try to keep them in their own playlists so you can go to WindRiders and watch all of those. Go to Origins, watch all of those. Vecna has its own, Queers has its own, Liminal Blink has its own, etc., etc. So you can go and check all of those out if you'd like. Let me think. I think that might be it. Oh, we have the Wizzies that are happening at the beginning of next year. Right now, you can go and nominate your favorite people here on the channel. If you have a particular creator here that you really, really like, you can go. There's a form that you can fill out, and and nominate that person. And at the end of the year, I'll take all of those and put them in a big ballot, and people can vote on who their favorites are. And the winners from that will receive these sort of like medallions that I'm designing that will have, it'll say the Wizzies and et cetera, et cetera. But they'll receive those. So it's pretty cool. I think that might be it. Join our Discord. If you're not a member of our Discord, check us out, because we do have opportunities for if you ever wanted to DM or, you know, playing a one shot or whatever. We have the Codex, where there's plenty of opportunities for new DMs to come in and DM a short shot, one shot there, and sort of get your feet wet. I mean, even though he's not a first time DM, but Riku recently, the most recent one was the Roguelite short shot that he did. We also did a big one shot called Diamond in the Rough, which was a Surge one shot, which was led by Greg, the other co-founder of the Surge platform. And we've done other ones. So yeah, if you're like, oh, I always want to do that, so come on over, do it with it. We stream them, we get you cast and all that. So yeah, come over and do that with us. So, but other than that, that's us, and we're gonna jet out of here, and we'll be back, or I'll be back on next Monday with Origins, with Lisa and Kel and the other members of that cast, and see what shenanigans they're into. Well, they're their eyeballs deep in Dusk Wraiths right now. So, but yeah, so we'll see that next time. So yeah, so until then, everybody, you'll have a wonderful night. We love you guys. Thanks to all the chatters that were out there. We love you. Peace. Be good to each other.
Thanks for joining us for this Halfling Wizard production. Make sure to come back again soon to see what happens next, right here where adventure comes to life.